coming with me. I'm the Terminator. Let's drive.
Let's drive! Hello everyone, welcome to American Truck Simulator. My name is Adam, and today we're gonna have a look at all my settings, and I'm gonna display on the screen my computer hardware, and we're gonna go into American Truck Simulator and have a look at the settings I have there, and I'm gonna show you a list of all my mods that I use. So first thing we're gonna start with is I have an Nvidia GTX 1080 Ti graphics card, and I'm going to show you the settings I have, which can be found in the taskbar down here, Nvidia control panel, and I'm going to show you the settings that I have set. Now I have two different settings. I have a global and then I have a program, which is more specifically designed to change a lot of just American Truck Simulator. So global settings, you can see here, I'm not going to read them out, but these are what my PC use as by default, and a lot of this stuff is default. I don't change or mess with a lot of this. Most of it is on default. In fact, it probably is all on default. The reason I'm doing this video is I constantly see in forums and Facebook groups a lot of people having trouble with American Truck Simulator, and just in general it being very, you know, sort of 1 minute you can have really great frames and then the next minute it can just be dog, you know, and if there's an update we're all screwed. So I just thought maybe, you know, if there is like I don't know what everyone else uses for their settings. I've only been playing the game for like 3 weeks myself, but I don't know what everyone else has their settings on. And I think if we shared and we knew what, you know, the sort of like knowledge we had about our systems, we probably would be able to overcome a lot of the issues within American Truck Simulator more easily, rather than being sort of like, I can't use my sim because this is now bugging out and I don't know why. So that's hence this video. My program settings for American Truck Simulator, okay, are these. So the ones in black are the ones that I've personally have changed. I mean, to be honest, it's pretty much on max for my system. I'm still playing with a few things as well. I haven't changed every single setting, like this low latency mode. I haven't changed that yet. So I'm still playing with a few things. I have just sort of changed a couple of settings, so when we go into the sim, it'll be interesting. But they are the overall settings right there. If there's any other settings you want to see, put it in the comments, and I'll do a part 2 to this video. So that's that. So let's boot up American Truck Sim, shall we? And let's get it going. So one thing I have done through trial and error is I have a testing fuck's sake, why is my mouse fucked? There we go. Okay, so I've put my frames per second and all the information about my graphics card in the corner there for anybody who wants it. I have 3 profiles, right? This one is one that I'm currently trying to resolve because it just died for some reason. Like the mods that I had just killed the sim, so I had to do this one to rebuild the sim and the mods, and then I'm going to start up this one. I'm still trying to get this one to work, but I also have a testing one, and this mod, sorry, this profile, I haven't used any mods in, and I wouldn't use any mods in. It's purely just in case there's an update and I want to roll back to a previous version, because that works with my mods. So I've used or started a profile that's purely just for testing. So I'm sort of learning as I'm going along here with the profiles, but from what I gather, you know, if there's an update from SES and a lot of the mods don't work, it can actually kill your profile as well. So as you can see here, I'm on level 15 with this profile. I hope I'm able to resurrect it because I've got a truck in there that I really liked. I've got about 400 grand in the bank. And as you can see, I've leveled up quite a lot, and I don't want to have to just resort to carry on with this. Although on this profile, I actually do have a lot more money in there, which is weird. So I'm going to show you a list of my mods. Right now, I've probably got about 5 or 6 mods that I don't actually use. Okay, so this is the list and the order that I have my mods set in, and I have no issues with any of these mods in the order that they appear. So, I mean, I've got like roughly around 50 mods in my setup. So it would be a very painful day to sit here writing all these out so I could pop them in a video like with links below, because some of these, you know, I found on obscure mod sites. Some of them are from the Steam Workshop. But some of them, I mean, I don't know if you guys ever just Googled, you know, ATS mods, but there are about 20 websites for, you know, the mods. And I basically went on every site I could find, okay? And I downloaded all the ones that looked cool. And I did this one like a week after I got the game. And I soon realized that, you know, each game, there's like a version of the game. You know, we're on 1.36 now, and you guys, from what I understand, when I bought the game, had literally it had just launched. So like a lot of mods for earlier versions probably won't work, but they might. So it was like, oh right, so there's loads of mods I'm sure that I haven't got, simply because, you know what, like 1.30 is like 6 versions of this game ago. Chances are that mod's not going to be compatible, not only with the game, but with the list of mods that you've got as well. So I haven't even bothered really with many mods that predate, you know, 1.30. So that is like a full breakdown of all my mods. I'm going to go through them one by one as well. But there are a few in this list here that I actually haven't activated that I probably wouldn't either, I don't know. But this winter one, I do want to try that one, to be honest. It's made for very, very far back. I've yet to find a more current version of that. But yeah. Okay. So and yes, I understand that there is actually a certain order that the mods work best in. So, I mean, this game is just so complicated, guys, isn't it? I mean, it's truck simming, and once you play in it, it's easy. You just deliver goods, and that's it, and you earn money, and you drive, and so it's pretty simple. But then, if you go into the modding side of it, it can get very complicated, you know? But luckily, I come from a flight simming background, so that's just as complicated. I mean, you've got to be a computer hacker to manage that. So this is okay. So from what I understand, your trucks and any skin for your truck, it goes at the very bottom of your list. And I mean, this list works for me, and it works on my system. So I can't see any reason why it shouldn't work for you. Frames per second, I get 30 frames per second in my sim, and it very rarely goes to 29 and 28, but that's it. It's solid at 30. So I have 16 gig of RAM, but this figure never goes over 5, ever. And my GPU and CPU usage never ever spike above 40 anymore. They used to go above like 80 at one point. My GPU kept on crashing because I was using this mod, which I've still got in my list, the Super Combo Map, which is basically that, and that all put together. And I thought it was great. I thought, oh, brilliant. It saves me having to load up all of them. You know, it's got them all put into one, and it's also got ATMX or ATMK, whatever that is. And it worked. It worked for a couple of weeks for me. For the first like couple of weeks I got it, and then it just started not working, and I haven't been able to get it work. Was it a couple of weeks? Actually, it's been about a week. Sorry, but then it just stopped working, and it kind of crashed my profile, and hence why I've had to rebuild. So I thought, you know what, I will make these work, and I found a way to make them work. Thank God. So my list of add-ons. So I got all my trucks and the skins at the bottom, and I have SISL's mega pack at the very bottom. So I've got a few skins. I mean, the skins here I've got, like, you probably recognize, but it's like skins are skins. It's personal preference, really, just because, and I don't think it matters what order your trucks or your skins go in. I really don't. And then from then on, it's like the modifications you do to your trucks, like the tuning of a truck. So I got the physics, I got the realistic suspensions behavior, I've got realistic physics mod here, I've got real damage and wear mod, and side lamps for the trailers, ATS new interiors pack, and 2 sets of different headlights. One's for vehicle, one's for head. And one thing I find as well is if you put a mod above another mod, it cancels out, or its priority is the top mod. So what vehicle lights are in this pack, you know, this one's not really going to get to have the same headlights used, because it's going to go, right, you want these ones, we'll use these ones. But if there's any function in this mod that doesn't appear in this mod, you'll use them from this. So therefore, I mean, it's almost like layers, yeah? And if you use Photoshop, you'll know what I mean. But it basically uses the relevant stuff from the top and then starts going all the way down. Obviously, you know, you've got your trucks at the bottom, so none of these, like the contents of these packs, are never going to appear in a map. So hence why your trucks can be at the bottom, I guess. Where were we? Here we are. So then I've got the mega packs. Now I've got 2 mega packs because this is 2.0 and this is 3.2, I think, or 3.4, 3.1. So, but this one I had to get as a requirement for one of the other packs, and I tried it without and it just kept crashing, so I had to have it in. So I've put it below the more recent one. From what I understand, it's this is contained in this though, but that extra mod, which I can't remember what it was, does look for the 2.0 version, and if you haven't got it, you're gonna find it's crashing. So I put them both in. I've got a camera mod so I can turn my head all the way around, a steering creations mod, a steering wheel mod, and then we get into the trailers. So that's the next level, basically. All the trailers, so all my trailer add-ons. I've even put Google Maps. That shouldn't really be that high, but I was having an issue with it not showing up, so I put it a bit higher and then it showed up. So there we go. And this route advisor really cleans up your GPS system, you know, the default one. You know, I use the default one. I use it like having an actual map on. So then we've got the other trailers, okay, and these are the ones that I like to see in the world. I'm sure there are probably many more, but they're the ones I have. Again, personal preference. And then we go into wheel and tire mods. Any modifications for your wheel and tires, I've got next, and that's where I've put the mirrors for the trucks as well. And then we go into AI. So anything that's AI. So we've got realistic delivery companies, the freight train up to 50 wagons, the replacement for the bus of Greyhound, SISL's mega pack. Again, these are 2 different versions. And then of course we got the Jazzy Cat stuff. So I've put the regular AI pack at the bottom because I want the sim to really showcase the classic AI traffic pack. And Jazzy Cat has stated that they all can be used in together. I've also got realistic bus companies and rail companies for 4 transit vans. And then you've got the rail cargo, motorbikes, and the Mexican traffic pack. I understand a lot of people have removed that because it's crashing their sim. but this, believe me, does work. Classic truck traffic pack and classic AI from Jazzy Cats. I mean, Jazzy Cats does a really great AI vehicle, I think. And then I've got realistic vehicle colors, and then realistic traffic, and then real traffic density. Now, if I put this one above that one, it crashes. If I put it below, it works. There is a difference between the two, very slightly. This one gives you more between like the working hours, like so 9 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the evening. It also helps if there's a massive queue build up, it'll alleviate it very quickly, whereas this one's more like a volumetric, so it's like how much traffic, and then this actually manages how much of that it goes in, so hence why this is above that. So they do work together. I got some emergency vehicle flares and beacons with the highway patrol mod in there, and longer yellow lights. I tell you, for a long time I thought this was the culprit for crashing, because I just installed this one when I then came across all these crashes, so I thought this was the culprit, but it doesn't. It works fine. More events mod, unhide the rough roads, and then we get into the maps. Now this is the way I have it, and I'm so looking forward to putting others in, but this particular order works on my system. So starting at the top is the satellite image for your main map, okay, is at the very top, and then you have US expansion underneath, project going north. I can't get project north to work in mine, which I understand is a more updated version of this, but this works with this setup. Canada Dream the latest, Coast to Coast the latest, Mega Resources patch and Mega Resources, and then Mexican map, which I understand might be discontinued, and Mexico Extremo, which is called now Reformo Mexico, I believe, and it does exactly the same thing as this one, but it's going to be called Reformo Mexico moving forward, I believe. And then Viva Mexico map. So this order, right, is what works, and I can go anywhere and it doesn't crash. I have yet to try Utah, but the coast to coast is the version that works without crashing when you're in Utah, so we'll just take it as it works, but I will find out, and I will update this comment, the description, if it does crash. Then I've got the freight garage for FedEx, city lighting, animated gates for your companies. That's brilliant. I love that. It really gives a level of immersion. Real company tankers, real companies and trailers, real logos, real company logos, real adverts, and 2 different versions of real American gas stations. And I tell you, my world is fully real. It's like there's no fake names anymore. I've got a couple of GPS voices, yeah, C3PO and Arnie. I've yet to try them, so I have no idea. And then goes the sound add-ons. So anything that is a sound pack or a sound fix. And I put my vehicles towards the bottom. Again, this works. Realistic rain and thunder, realistic engines, air brakes, coyotes, parking brakes. This is bank loan expansion. Now, one thing I don't do is I don't do like mods that give you double the money or that give you extra XP. I like to level up naturally, but the ability to take out a higher loan, right, which isn't really a cheat, but it does come handy when you're first starting out. But that's it, really. It doesn't give you any advantage. It doesn't give you more money, like in terms of like doing a job. You still get the same amount of money, but this I quite like the fact that I could take out 500 grand or 1 million or 10 million if I needed to. Chase camera tweak, so this allows me to pull back far from my vehicle, and this flat UI really gives it like a Windows look rather than the sort of old poppy out sort of look. Equal day and night, and then we get into our texture replacement. So I've got all the texture replacement I could find, but I will say this adds just very little to the mountains. Okay, the default is about 90% to what you're gonna see when we go in and have a look, although it might be nighttime so you might not see anything, but This only adds the cherry on the cake. Trust me, if you guys have a low spec machine, don't even worry about this. Just, you know, use it, it's fine. Authentic roads, realistic roads, they work in conjunction with each other. You probably wouldn't need it if you've got a low-end spec machine, but I use it, and it works fine. But the other one, which is ATS Real Roads, I think it's called, does not work and crashes every time I use it. But if I take these two out, it wouldn't crash. But them roads just look too brand new. They look too good. Do you know what I mean? It's like, that's not realistic. I like to create a realistic looking world. Enhanced vegetation. Now, I might remove this actually, but it does change the vegetation. But to me, to my eyes, it does look like it lowers the resolution of the vegetation. It doesn't say that it does that in the actual information pack. It just enhances textures. Enhances? Okay. But to me, when I loaded it in, and I always look at it and then, you know, look at the after, and it just looked like it was a lower resolution texture. Now, I use lots of immersive symbols and icon replacers, and they work hand in hand with the cones on top. And I see cones, I don't see flags, but the borders are gone, so we don't have the X's. And from what this says in icon replacers, is it completely removes the barriers and allows you to access the areas. So, but one thing I found is you can access an area, but then you might drive into a mountain because the road actually does go nowhere, and all the AI will drive into the mountain and just disappear forever, whereas you'll crash. And that has happened to me. Starlit Sky mod gives me my night sky, and then I have some graphic add-ons, which this states not to use realistic graphics. It's not compatible with it, but they actually do work together. In 1.3.6 I haven't got a problem. So I've got realistic graphics mod, filmic lighting for the dark and the day, realistic environment, and late autumn and mild winter. So in the summer, obviously, I remove that, and in the winter I put it in. And then I've got realistic rain, because this has, I think, and this has rain packs within it, so I prefer to use that. And then, of course, put the HDR no bloom on the very top. And hey, we're all good to go. That is it. Again, this lineup works for me, okay? So we're going to go back. We're just going to continue on. I think I'm halfway through a job, actually. Or no, I'm about to start a job. Sorry, I just literally queued up my wagon, and we're about to load up. So let's load it up then. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, I was halfway through the job. I pulled over to the side of the road so I could do this video. So this, and I hope you guys can hear me clearly. Somebody just crashed into me. That's my fault for not looking where I was going. So as you can see, 30 frames, it makes no, I'm still indicating there. It makes no difference. Like, my frames are solid. I don't look to get 60 frames, by the way. I'm recording this video in 60 frames, but you know, all the encoder has to do is double the frame count. That's it. Do you know what I mean? But I don't look to get like 60 frames, 120 frames, or 100 frames. I think that is a bit irrelevant, because it's all about what your monitor can handle. Now, I've got a 60 Hertz monitor, and inside the game settings, which we're going to go through in a second, I've set it to vertical sync. So this game is locked to the sync mode of my computer, and as you can see, 30 frames per second is absolutely ample for a smooth experience. Everything is ultra smooth and plays fine. My CPU and my GPU, they're in there like early 20%. That's it. They're not even sweating really, and to be honest, that's quite high. Usually it's between 20 and 23. And as you can see, I've got nearly a 5 gigahertz computer, so you know, your CPU processing power does make a big difference. But it's your GPU, I feel, that this game really relies on more so, because that's doing most of the heavy lifting. As you can see, it's always the higher number. So if you were looking to upgrade your machine, if you were looking to improve your hardware, I would start with your graphics card first. If your motherboard is compatible with the latest or with the best one, I would always recommend buying the best. Not buying what you can afford, right, but buying the best one. Save up your money if you have to, monthly or weekly, but buy what's the best, because if you buy what you can afford, like with one pay packet, then you're limiting your fun. You really are. And I totally understand that everyone's got bills to pay, and that's actually a priority over gaming. But at the end of the day, you save like a tenner or 20 a month, you know, save up for it, and then you can buy it. Do you know what I mean? Because you won't regret it. If you get a really good graphics card, a really good CPU, and you just build up your computer over time, you will benefit it in the longer run with a great gameplay experience with less likelihood of crashes. A lot of the time games crash because they can't handle the workload that is asked of them. You know, your graphics card just goes bye-bye, or your CPU starts to sweat to the point where it has a meltdown, you know. So yeah, that's basically that. So I'm just going to pull over now, and we're going to have a look at what settings do I run this game on. I should have indicated really, but I suppose it don't make a difference. Right, engine off. I said engine off. There we go. Right, let's have a look here. So options, and it's gameplay. Go graphics. There we go. Right. So basically, let me remove that so you can see. Basically, I mean, I have my brightness set. It's not exactly halfway. I just tone it down a little bit. My resolution is at the highest that my monitor will allow, and the refresh rate is, of course, you know, locked to what my monitor is, which is 60 hertz. I have vertical synchronization enabled, okay, and even though you know, it says simple settings here, I mean, if I clicked advanced settings, it's like you get this, which to me this is simple. So scaling at the very highest that it allows, which is 400. Same with anti-aliasing SMAA. I've put it at the highest. I've ticked high dynamic range, depth of field, sun shafts, color correction, all that juicy stuff. Basically, everything is running on high or ultra. It's like it's at its highest setting. Okay, high, high. If it gives the option for ultra, I would run it on ultra. But I basically, everything is run at its highest setting. Light visibility ranges, pedestrians, everything ticked, everything's go, you know, good to go. I turned off the music, as you can hear. I hate that. Although that's not too bad. But the usual dun 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 dun. And of course, if I was using my sound packs, I would click that, and then I'd choose which one I want. C3PO. Should we try a bit of Arnie? We'll go back in and we'll try a bit. Or preview
I'm
it.
looking for Sarah Connor, but we can go to your destination first.
Oh, do you know what, Arnie? I will, mate. I will. What's C3PO sound like? Alright, that doesn't sound like C3PO, mate. Let's try that again.
I am C3PO, Human Cyborg Relations. Have you by any chance seen my counterpart, R2-D2?
No, my counterpart is Arnie.
Keep right left. At the roundabout, take the 6th exit.
Oh, do you know what? We've got to, mate. We've got to. Right. There we go. That's basically all that. There's no other options, really. My controls are specific to me, so there's no point showing you. Same with my keys and buttons. It's all very specific. Oh, gameplay. I have not touched this since I opened it up. So, I mean, this is pretty much on default for everything, really. Although I think I might have unticked that. I'm not sure. I don't know. I do like lengthy jobs though, so we'll raise that a little bit more. But yeah, everything is, yeah, pretty much I think I've upped the rain probability as well a little bit. I think I might push that down a little bit. But yeah, everything's basically as you see here. It's all really to do with your controls as well, isn't it? But that's basically it. So pause the video if you want to see what's what. Let's get back in and let's listen to Arnie for a while. Arnie, where are you, mate?
You're coming with me. I'm the Terminator. Let's drive.
Let's drive! Mate, I'll drive anywhere. But parking brakes on. We're not driving anywhere. Here we go, guys. Arnie is leading the way. Oh, mate, this is ace. Hope a car's not going to bang into me. Also, I'll tell you one thing I have done, everyone, is I've gone into my CFG file, the configuration file, and I've changed the horizon line to 85, which is the same as the viewpoint I have in my cabin, which changes like the exact point of view. Look at the moon. The moon is smiling at me. How weird is that? So yeah, let's get the frame count back up. There it is. That's what we have. Everywhere I go, 30 frames a second. If you're still watching, there's going to be a live stream on Monday morning. Okay, Monday morning, which is the something of November, 25th, I think. Yeah, 25th of November. So if you're watching this after that date, check out the replay of it. It'll be on my channel still. So, but everybody, you're welcome to join in. It's gonna start 9 o'clock in the morning, UK time. Better slow down here. So check Google for your local time. Please come on in. I'd love to chat with everybody. If you've got any tips, tricks, if you've got any questions, everybody join in, and we're going to basically go from the bottom of Mexico, okay, to the top of Canada for a live stream. Okay, might not do it all in one, same session, but we definitely will give it a go. All right, and the stream's going to last at least 4 or 5 hours. All right, I'm going a bit too fast here, I think. Oh no, 80 miles an hour. Okay, there we go. Anyway. I mean, this is on a straight road, so Arnie's not going to show up anymore, isn't he? That's it. He's done one for us. So anyway, I'm going to go now, guys. Thanks for watching this, and I'll see you in the live stream. Take care.